Lord, I pray right now not to conform to the pattern of this world, but to be transformed by the renewing of my mind. So I choose right now to have my mind be renewed in the spirit of my mind. I want that to be done. And then I put on the new self, who I am in Christ. I do that every day because I don't trust myself one skinny minute.
For more teaching from David Jett, visit crossgates.org.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson. From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The death toll in the twin earthquakes in Venezuela has now jumped to at least 164, with nearly 1,000 people injured, but both those numbers are expected to rise. That's what it sounded like in Caracas just as the quake hit. Footage on state TV showed 3 children covered in dust but alive being pulled from the rubble in what's described as a disaster zone because of the large number of collapsed buildings. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
Concern about aftershocks after 2 powerful earthquakes rocked Venezuela, hitting less than a minute apart. The first, a 7.2 magnitude quake. Then 39 seconds later, and just miles away, a 7.5 quake. People fleeing into the streets of Caracas, buildings swaying, smoke plumes rising from the city.
There have been at least 4 aftershocks. A powerful earthquake also struck off Japan's northern coast, but did not trigger a tsunami. And Northern California also felt a magnitude 5.6 tremor, shaking homes and businesses. No injuries, though. Seismologists say the 3 quakes are not related to one another. President Trump had a busy 24 hours.
President Trump last night kicked off the Great American State Fair, part of the America 250th birthday celebrations getting underway.
We are one people, one nation, marching into one magnificent future.
But hours earlier, a shouting match on Capitol Hill as the president met with Republicans behind closed doors. Sources say Trump lashed out at senators who had voted symbolically to limit his war powers. Trump reportedly calling Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy a lunatic.
ABC's Karen Waugh says afterwards Cassidy, who recently lost his primary, then reversed course, voting against the war powers resolution. You're listening to ABC News.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text SPARK to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text SPARK to 215-215. That's SPARK to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose.
News and weather brought to you this hour by Flora Animal Hospital, where we treat your pets like our own. Visit our website, floraanimalhospital.com.
Some improvement in the flooding situation. A 30% chance for storms this afternoon with a high at 90. Tonight, that storm chance is still at 30% with a low at 73. But the rain chances are all gone for Friday, and it's expected to be sunny with a high at 93. And it's low 90s and dry for the weekend. With news on 1039 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis. The flood warning for the Pearl River is still in effect through this afternoon, but the water is going down, and the Pearl River Valley Water District says the res is getting back to normal. They've had to let more water than normal out through the dam, and that was expected to cause some flooding issues, too. If you live in State Representative Bo Brown's district, you are being asked to vote November 3rd in a special election to fill his seat. That date was set by Governor Reeves Wednesday to fill the seat left vacant by Brown's death. That date is also a special election to replace Representative Price Wallace. The qualifying deadline is August 20th, and if a runoff is needed, that'll be December 1st. A medical cannabis hotline is being set up by the Mississippi Poison Control Center. They say that is because they've already been getting more calls about side effects, dosing issues, and children accidentally getting a dose as the state's medical marijuana program grows. They say that'll be up and running from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. It's not just the Delta or Central Mississippi where more black bears are being spotted. That's happening more often in South Mississippi, too, and along the coast, says the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks. One was spotted this week in D'Iberville. The experts say they're being driven out of the woods by the flooding. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Money should never stand between you and your dreams.
So if there's a will, there's a way. I'm Corey Ravenstein.
And I'm John Ravenstein. You're going to love this. Right now at Juniker Jewelry Company, enjoy 3 years interest-free financing. You heard me right. That's 3 years, 36 months interest-free financing for qualified buyers.
Buy those gorgeous $10,000 diamond stud earrings she's always wanted from Juniker's and pay just $277 per month.
Buy a $5,000 natural diamond engagement ring for just $138 per month.
Buy that $3,000 diamond tennis bracelet for just $84 a month.
Whatever you want at Juniker Jewelry Company, just divide the number by 36, and that's your monthly payment.
Now you can give her the diamond she's always dreamed of.
Because right now, through the end of June, get 3 years, 36 months, interest-free.
Juniker Jewelry Company, Mississippi's direct diamond importer. 1485 Highland Colony Parkway, just south of 463 in Madison, and junikerjewelry.com.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away, chip away at the storm. Chip away, that's what I'm gonna do. Sweet little mama, I wanna get next to you.
And good Thursday morning here on the program. This is the Chip Matthews Show. I, of course, am your host, Chip Matthews. Yes, and once again, we continue to chip away at the stone around our necks that is dragging us down to kill us all, from what I can say. But anyway, good morning to you, Vince Warren, Lloyd Travis, Will Brown, Dustin Skinner, Shane Easley, Jeff Thomas, and to all of you. All the names are not popping up on my screen lately, and I don't understand why. But anyway, as I've been watching my Facebook explode, there are people, and that also the YouTube and all of that. People are tuning in all over the place. I have more friend requests than you can imagine. I have probably 500 new friend requests just out of Jackson and Canton from Democrats who want to follow me or be a part of the program. And I have no room to put them. And so I'm trying to figure out what to do to let you know that I want to be your friend. I am sending messages out and as I can, but I have to do each one individually. So that's just the thing. And I find, in my day, I will find time for it. But, as you sit here and you look at the Democratic Party that exists today and the Republican Party, okay, neither one of the two parties have, in Mississippi, we don't promote the national agenda of the Republican Party or the Democratic Party as a whole. That's just what we don't do. I mean, good morning, JC Dunn. Because, when you look at, like, for instance, let's say if you were a Democrat, I don't believe for a second that the Democrats of Mississippi don't believe in God, unless, of course, they're already a politician in a lot of cases. If they're already a politician, they go with the agenda because they want to make sure that that money from George Soros and all them keeps coming to them, all this money from outside sources. And like we're coming up on an election for governor next year where there's going to be a ton of money dumped into the state by by outside agitators who don't understand this state. A lot of people don't understand it. And I mean, I'm on there and I'm watching the post and I see what people are seeing, but some people don't listen. They just see white guy talking about black talk about white. We're not going to do that. He's a racist. No, y'all, I'm trying to take a stand on this to where we look at it and realize that racial politics is what we're being pulled into. If you look at the Jackson Airport debate, okay? Now the reality is, this is the reality. And just because I take this point of view in looking at it, these are the facts. The fact that Jackson was once where most of the people that probably went to the airport lived at one time, especially back when they built the airport. Good morning, Joanna. So there's a reason why Jackson needed a new airport. And now for the life of me, I would love to go back and see what the debates were on why they didn't just take the old Allen C. Thompson field and expand it. Because just imagine if the airport in Jackson had been built in Jackson. Okay. Imagine all that development that went out Lakeland Drive toward the airport happening on 220. These are mistakes that were made years ago, or were they mistakes? That's a question. But when you look at that, when you look at the Allen C. Thompson field, which when you look at that, named for, I think, the old mayor from Jackson, Allen C. Thompson. But when you look at that place and you see where it's located, it's a high crime area. I mean, that's an area where even in that area, you also have, the impound lot, where on the impound lot, if you're lucky enough to get your car found after being stolen in Jackson and it goes to the impound lot, waiting on you to come get it, there's a chance that somebody's just going to go out there and sell all the parts off of you because they're running it just like it's a pull apart. I mean, they convicted 3 people, but you got to notice when somebody's out there on your lot taking a car apart. I'm sure somebody watches the impound lot, don't they? I mean, wouldn't you? But then again, who's watching anything? They get mad about somebody says something about cameras to where you can keep up with stuff. The whole world is watching you everywhere. When you go to Walmart, they got cameras right down in your face letting you know that we know what aisle you're on, what you're going, what you're buying, what you want to buy. They're keeping up with all that. The world wants information. And the people want the government not to have that information, yet the government is the only one there to protect you. So when you talk about writing tickets from cars, I don't believe that the cameras should be writing tickets. I don't believe in that at all. But I do believe that the cameras should be helped to make it safer for us. So, for instance, if the camera sees a car going down the road that does not have a proper tag on it, then they should be able to phone ahead to a guy and say, look, you got a car coming at you in a Suzu, blah, blah, blah. It's got a Texas tag on it that's out of date. It's probably a stolen car. Let's pull it over and see what's going on. I think that should be fine. I think when someone is breaking the law and somebody says, well, that's profiling. That's not profiling. Not when you pull over a car that's already breaking the law. I mean, if you're on the road, we got rid of inspection stickers on cars. Never mind that little $5 probably went to help a whole lot of people. And a lot of people, it would probably help the situation where we're all looking at that. All of us have the same problem with cars blinding you in the lights. But in the old days, if you went into the inspection station, they would adjust your lights. But now all you do is you go blind and you're driving past somebody and you look down to the right for the white stripe on the right, of course, but they've paved over that. Or there's dirt growing over it, or there's trees and limbs growing all over it. Nobody's cleaned the road, so you can't see the white stripe to the right. So the next thing you know, you're going down the road, and the next thing you know, you're in a tree going, I wonder how that happened. It's all of these things that come together through race relations that make it a problem. So Democrats and Republicans, we don't like Big Brother. We grew up knowing that Big Brother was going to come get us one day, and now Big Brother is in charge. Okay, that's a fact, y'all. We can go outside right now, and you could get on your phone. You could put in the address of this radio station, and you could say, Chip, your car is parked out front out there, and it needs to be shined up a little bit. Need to be car washed. We also can look at the tag and say, oh, Chip, your tag is good for another 2 months. You could see all that, and that's nothing wrong with that. But this racist conversation that we're having in court playing out where ex-city councilman after ex-city councilman, they say, well, look, we tried to come up with a non-racial way to fix the airport by saying that we must have 5 black people on the board. Well, that's against federal law, y'all. Nothing is supposed to be decided based on the color of your skin. What do you not understand about that? What does anybody not understand? It doesn't make any sense that the world that we live in today has to go through the court system and through the news. And if you'll notice, the news media has calmed this story down and found some more stories to talk about to where they don't have to put on TV every day that this is what's going on. But I mean, the foolishness that they're fighting over the Jackson Airport in front of a single judge, which I'm not sure if this judge is black or white. I haven't looked it up. But the reality is it's not going for a jury trial. So whatever decision is made, somebody's going to say that's based on race. It's just like, for instance, when they say that the senators and the ex city officials who have all been black in these conversations on TV have said that, when a white man makes a decision, it's always based on race. That's basically what they're saying. And they're saying there's a lot of these senators that I worked with that are white. They don't mean nothing by it. They just don't understand that they're racist. That's basically what they keep saying. And y'all, this is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. Because I'm going to tell you, as a white man, now this would be my opinion on this. As a white man, I always think about what the other races are going to think about what I'm about to say. And that doesn't mean on this radio show. I'm talking about out in public, out in the real world. I worry about what both sides are going to say, because as a businessman, you have to think about both sides. And how, and you have to, and when you think about both sides, you have to think about crazy people and non-crazy people. I mean, that's just the reality. It isn't really black and white. It's those people that are extremists that you have to be concerned about. Are they going to understand? It's like, for instance, when we put buffet out last week, there was people that were screaming up and down. Does that mean it's all you can eat? Well, it's a limited time. The buffet's from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Doesn't mean at 2 o'clock I got to keep bringing food out. But in somebody's mind, they were saying that's the way it can be. Corinthian Sanders, I saw your stuff online yesterday, and you're making a lot of sense, sir. I think you're doing a hell of a job of trying to explain it away. And Allen C. Thompson Field in the Jackson Evers Airport, the one you are referring to is Hawkins Field. Excuse me, that's right, Hawkins Field. That's I'm actually in the Medgar Evers Historic District and the Woodrow Wilson Medical Corridor. Corinthian, thank you. I thought I was messing that up for a second there. Hawkins Field. Allen C. Thompson Field was what? That was that's the Jackson Evers Airport. Okay, so. Oh, it used to be. Okay, I got you. I follow that. I try to remember that. How confusing that is to constantly change the name. But I mean, nothing wrong with the name of the airport. The Medgar Evers Airport, that makes sense. It can stay that. I don't have a problem with that. Being named for Medgar Evers. He is. If you really look at it from a standpoint, a lot of what he does, it still takes place in here in Mississippi because it has become a tourist attraction to come and visit his home where he was murdered violently at a time when things in this state were racially motivated. But now everybody cashing in on the history of Mississippi, and they cash in politically, and they act like they don't. I mean, because for instance, you've got the Blues Trail. That's a great thing, but you also got the Civil Rights Trail. So when you come and look at that, that doesn't mean that you're supposed to come here and build up some form of hate. It's sort of like watching a Rocky movie. When you watch Rocky fight, many people go, "Oh, we got to go. I'm ready to go fight. I'm ready to go fight." You see a fight movie, so you think about going to fight. You know, this race thing is a debate that doesn't need to be a part of our politics. It's got to stop. It's over with. The only people that, I mean, kids today, when you go out this weekend, you'll see a group of blacks and white kids together, riding around together doing things. That's what they do. They don't grow up in, they're not part of this divided world that we have lived in for years. Lisa Ross, if you think about the African American, think about what you say. Why did you say that Michelle Obama is a man? I didn't say that Michelle Obama was a man. I've never said that. Never said that. And so please don't say that I said that. And I just said it on the radio, but I'm not saying that I back it. I was just reading what you said. But the black right thing is an issue that has got to stop. We've got to quit thinking black and white when we look at politics. Think about the person in office and if they've improved your life. That's it. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else. The black and white narrative of the national politics is only to raise money. The NAACP, the Southern Liberty Paul Center, all these people, they just want money. They want money. They don't care about us. If we can keep the calls going, we can keep getting money. That's what they want. You know, the lawyers in the world constantly look for a new angle to win a case. But if a lawyer wins or if a lawyer loses, a lawyer still gets paid. That's the way it's supposed to work. It's justice. And it's supposed to be you take the Constitution and apply the Constitution, which is not supposed to be looked at racially, although it was written by white guys. That's a problem for some people. But anyway, if you look at the Constitution and you apply the laws of man to us, it's supposed to not have anything in race. And I know they say, well, at the time it was written, some of those people had slaves. Everybody got over that. Nobody listening to me right now was ever a slave. Nobody. Nobody right now listening to me from America was ever a slave. Get over it. Now, some of you have gone to school and become educators. Well, I can promise you that we can question whether or not some of you are educators or some of you just got your jobs just for whatever, because you're not doing your job, because you're not educating. Just like some people are parents and they don't raise their children. You got some people that do, some people that don't. But the fact of the matter is, live by the Bible. Live by the 10 Commandments. And then in America, you have to live by the Constitution. Enforce the words that are in the Constitution and be done with it. Enforce the laws on the books. Don't look for gray areas and this, that, and the other. It says what it says right there in black and white. And you know, you can't write anything unless you use those two colors, black and white. So we either got to get together or figure it out or something else. We'll be back with a little bit more right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. Or figure it out or something else. We'll be back with a little bit more right here on the Chip Matthews Show.
103.9 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
This is DeMario Davis from the New Orleans Saints, As a Brandon, Mississippi native, I've seen the positive effects Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge has across the state. Help us restore broken families and fight against addiction by donating an unneeded vehicle, even if it doesn't run. Mercy House will pick it up for you. All paperwork is handled and you receive a tax deduction. Call 601-572-7296 or visit vehicledonationsms.com.
Thank you for helping us get our daddies back.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
El Potrillo, hear that call. Best Mexican food of all. Hot and fresh, that's what you get. Every plate you won't forget. El Potrillo, vámonos. Best Mexican food around, you know. El Potrillo, come on through. Hot, fresh, delicious for you. El Potrillo Mexican Restaurant.
El Potrillo Mexican Restaurant, located in Flowood and Brandon.
Detroit-style pizza has its own rules. We learned them, then we made it our own. Johnny's Pizza House is Detroit-style pizza. Deep pan crust, crispy edges, your choice of toppings, then finished with the pizza sauce swirled right on top. Mouthwatering cheesy goodness. Order online at johnnysph.com and build your own Detroit-style pizza. Detroit-style, the Johnny's way. Order a taste of Detroit this summer at Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Are you thinking about your next vehicle purchase? Hi, I'm Casey Ellis, owner of Ellis Autoplex in Brandon. If you've been searching for a clean diesel or half-ton truck, your search is over. At Ellis Autoplex, we specialize in the vehicles people actually want. Whether you're upgrading, buying your first truck, or looking for something the big dealerships don't have, Ellis Autoplex is worth the drive. Stop by and see why more and more people across the Southeast are choosing Little Truck City. Follow us on Facebook or shop online at ellisautoplex.com.
Every night, thousands of Mississippians gather around the radio to follow the hottest team in baseball, the Atlanta Braves. And the voice leading the way? Madison's own Ben Ingram. Local Roots, a winning team. If your business wants to connect with loyal, engaged listeners all season long, there's still time to become a Braves broadcast sponsor on WYAB. To learn more, email info@wyab.com. It costs a lot less than you think. That's info@wyab.com.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
6:27 a.m. on a Thursday morning. Glad to see everybody's up and getting out of bed and active and talking on Facebook left and right. Now, I'm not, look, if some of you people, I don't see what you say, it's because something goes on. And like right now, I see Facebook comments, but I don't see YouTube comments, and I don't see X comments, but it'll all pop up sooner or later in the day for me, and I'll see them all and make a comment. But when I don't see it during the show, I just sit there and go, what the heck's going on? And I'm not computer savvy. I'm an idiot, y'all. I'm old. I grew up in a different time. I grew up back when we were all learning to get along, you know, it's amazing to me. And and I was thinking about something as I'm looking at one of the comments online about the changing of the buildings and the changing of the airport name. Each time we get a new mayor, there's a new name of the mayors out there on the sign, this, that, and the other. You know, there's a time actually where we need to go back and just tell everybody until sort of like the Trump thing where Trump was putting his name on a building. There's no reason to put a politician's name on the building until he's dead. Okay, up in Canton, and not Aaron Banks, Supervisor Banks and Supervisor Griffin have their names on buildings. The bank's Emergency Operations Center. And then you have the Paul Griffin libraries and stuff like that he's got up in Camden. Now, I understand that you've done for your community, but basically you're looking for political favor there to where your name stays out in the public. That's all that is. And while you're still in office or running for office, you should be known for the good things you did and not have to put your name on a building. Rename a road after you or this, that, and the other. The truth of the matter is we should have it's stupid to say you need a state law that says you can't name something after yourself until you're dead. And then the people that are around that think that you did a good job or not can put your name on it. Because putting your name, in Canton, you get a new fire truck. Every alderman's going to put his name on the side of it. Everybody renovates a building, they're going to put their name on the side of it. That's great. If you paid for it out of your pocket, do that. But if you're paying for it out of the taxpayer's pocket, then you can't put your name on the side of a building unless you put my name on the side of the building because I help pay for it. Just like you people listening help pay for it. When you use our tax dollars to pay for something, why do you think you got to put your name on it? I got all this done. No, you didn't get nothing done. I almost said, whoop. I said, poopa de caca. And then I was also thinking during the commercial break there, listening to the Mexican restaurant commercial. And I go, what if in America we decided, okay, let's just separate all the races. Let's separate everybody. So white people and black people cannot go into Mexican restaurants and eat. Only Mexicans can eat in Mexican restaurants. You only can eat in the food group of the race in which you are. So soul food for white folks, that's over. I'm an Indian, so I can eat buffalo, I can eat deer, I can grow corn. That's what I can eat because I'm a half Indian. But what if we did that? That's how stupid this sounds when we get into these race debates about how to divide things up and how we got to have something on it. We would never. Look, there's a lot of people out there that would never give up a taco or a margarita just because it's considered Latin America or Mexican. That's just stupid. So when you think about all this in your mind, put it all together. Understand, it's a melting pot. We all have different flavors and different tastes, and we all like a little bit of everybody. So learn to get along, learn to love each other, learn to do the right thing. We got to take another quick break here. We'll be back with more argumentative conversation right here on the Chip Matthews Show. We got to take another quick break here. We'll be back with more argumentative conversation.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Grill lovers already know about Grills of Mississippi, and so should you. Grills of Mississippi carries premium Weber grills, Yoder smokers, and outdoor kitchen accessories to take your backyard cooking to the next level. Whether you're a weekend griller or a serious pitmaster, Grills of Mississippi has the brands, the knowledge, and the service to help you do it right. Turn your backyard into the ultimate gathering spot. Visit grillsofms.com today. Grills of Mississippi, where great cooking starts.
If you want the best health care, where do you go? The Mayo Clinic. If you want the best care for your vehicle, where do you go? Mayo Auto Clinic in Raymond. Mayo Auto Clinic does foreign and domestic vehicles and diesel repair. Mayo Auto Clinic has ASE certified techs with over 25 years of experience. You can extend the life of your car or truck when you take it to Mayo Auto Clinic. For cost-effective repairs and maintenance, go to the best, Mayo Auto Clinic. Open weekdays at 7 a.m. Highway 18 in Raymond.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The death toll jumping to at least 164 people after twin earthquakes slam Venezuela. Nearly 1,000 people are hurt, and those numbers could go even higher, says ABC's Stephanie Ramos.
Travelers scrambling to escape. Parts of the terminal left looking like a war zone. The airport now closed. Emergency crews digging through the rubble, helping residents to safety.
The quakes hitting magnitude 7.2 and 7.5, followed by strong aftershocks. The Senate votes down another war powers resolution after a tense meeting between Senate Republicans and President Trump on Capitol Hill. A Liberian oil tanker has made it safely through the Strait of Hormuz despite threats from Iran. Scary moments in Air Canada flight out of New Jersey. A pilot suffering an apparent seizure and sending the plane jerking violently through the air. Several passengers had to help restrain him. This is ABC News.
What are people saying about Tom's Fried Pies in Richland?
I'm on a diet. I don't want to be down there at Tom's Fried Pies. We had a good time. When I tell you the crust was flaky, I'm talking about buttery. This was nothing like I've ever tasted. Ever. I mean, I've never tasted anything like that, man. It was nice. Atmosphere was nice. Everybody there was nice. Because I'll be back, even though I don't supposed to with my diet. I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Tom'sFriedPies.com. Tom'sFriedPies.com.
Hi, this is Alan Allen, nurse practitioner at the MEA Medical Clinic in Flora, Mississippi. Located in the Cotton Exchange Plaza, we're here to provide patient-centered care that is thorough, compassionate, and convenient. Whether you need primary care services or same-day medical care when you aren't feeling your best, we're here to support your health.
MEA Medical Clinics.
Hot temps and bright sunshine means it's the perfect time to take a closer look at Pop's Auto Sales in Florence. Pop's Auto is loaded with Broncos, Jeeps, Yukons, Tahoes, Expeditions, F-250s, Dualies, 2500s, even a Toyota Sequoia Hybrid. Pop's buying experience will blow the top right off your next ride, which is the perfect time to let your hair blow in the wind. Get zero down with approved credit and a 3-month, 3,000-mile limited powertrain warranty available on all eligible vehicles. Pop's Auto Sales, Highway 49 in Florence, and at popsautosalesllc.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
6:36 a.m. as we get back on time, and today Lindsay will be out. She's going to the the Neshoba County Fair to listen to the Founders Square, to listen to the political pundits all lie. So you can all go there and check that out. And I only say they're going to lie because they're just going to say whatever they want to. I mean, for instance, Delbert Hosemann was speaking at the fair, and I was watching his news conference on TV last night. And look, he comes to Grip and Grin all the time, and I guess he feels the hate in the room at Grip and Grin from time to time from people that don't believe that he is being completely truthful with Republicans. So when he speaks at Grip and Grin, and then all of a sudden, you can't hear a word of what he's saying. Everybody gets quiet in the room, and everybody's trying to listen to him. But up there, he seems to be able to talk. I guess because there's some distance between him and the people on the front row. But I mean, it just amazes me that they can't say what they mean and mean what they say. And like Justin Dunn, that's kind of funny. And this is a situation where you listen to a song and you learn the wrong words, right? It says you're an Indian outlaw, half parakeet and hot dog. No, that's supposed to be half Cherokee and Choctaw, Justin. You know, people get different meanings out of the words that they hear them in a song. But anyway, I'm not half Cherokee. I'm half Cherokee, and then half I guess it's English, Scotland, that area. Does that mean that means I can have Scottish food too? Because you only can eat the food of your race. Let's say if you could go a whole day and only eat the food of your race, what would you be eating today? Or are you just an American? Which, if you're an American, nothing's more American than a hot dog. That's why on the 4th of July, we eat hot dogs, and we have race to eat hot dogs. And that what's his name? I forgot. Can't say his name. And even if you typed it up there for me to look at it, I couldn't pronounce it. Hazachaki, whatever, Suzuki, whatever his name is, the guy that eats all the hot dogs. You got the fat white guy, and then you got the skinny Asian guy who eat the hot dogs and go to town doing that. But that's as American they get, eating a hot dog. I mean, you can't beat that. And I don't know if we can claim the hamburger. Oh, it's a parody off of TikTok. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I thought maybe you heard the words wrong. A lot of people do that. A lot of people listen to songs and never get them right. But anyway, and that would be another thing. Okay, so if we're going to divide the races, let's all just divide, everybody go to their corner. Okay. So that would mean you only can watch black newscasters. You only can listen to black programs if you're black. If you're white, you only can listen to white newscasters and white programs. You only can eat food that is associated with your race. So all of you people that identify with being from Africa, you're in a famine. But then again, if you look at Jackson, Mississippi, you're in a famine also. That's already occurring because you have in that area, there are no restaurants. People don't want to open there. People don't have stuff there because it's not safe. It's a food desert, as they refer to it on TV, because nobody feels safe. And you've created that on your own. And you'll say, well, that's because all the white people moved out. No, all the people that can afford, that have a job, have moved out. Understand the difference, because I can promise you right now, there are black people that don't want to live in Jackson. It's not that the economic division of America is what takes place over time. A lot of us don't live in Madison because we can't afford to live in Madison. That I can't afford to live there. But that's the way it is. And I don't want to live in Madison. I like living in Canton. It's a great place. It's falling down. It has its issues. It's stuff that we need to fix. And people don't seem to understand that. Meanwhile, Byram's mayor came up with a place to, if the reservoir's too full, we got a place to put the water. We built a dry pond. We could have done that in Canton a long time ago. We know where the low-lying area is. We know where it's going to flood. Go over there, build something just a little bit lower, and it'll hold the water. But meanwhile, you're over there by the data centers, you've then brought in enough dirt to build the Rocky Mountains, to build those data centers. And where do you think that water's getting pushed back to? When you build it up, I mean, y'all, the road used to be 5 feet under the highway over there. It's probably 15 feet above the highway. So they're bringing it up 20 feet and they filled it all in. And you're wondering where the water's going to go. It's going to go back into Canton. Some of it's going to make it upriver to the Mississippi, to the, river up north, not Mississippi, but, the Big Black. But for the most part, that's it. So what do you do? What do you do when nobody, and when you look at a board, like for instance, that you're going to run the airport. Let's say Jackson is going to name everybody on the airport. How many people in the community, if you were going to pick 5 people from Jackson and you were going to have limits like, 4 years, and every 4 years somebody would fall off. How many people in Jackson do you think fly airplanes or know anything about running an airport or a business? As the number of people in Jackson has been reduced, you have less of a population to pick from. It's just like up there in Canton. We don't have enough professional people in town to pick quality board members. Although when one board member was available who had once worked at energy and had a had a degree in nuclear engineering and also planning and development of disaster areas after a storm and this, that, and the other. That person came before the board and they didn't want to put that person on there. They put a person on there that can cut hair on the CMU board. And the 2 people that they've put on there now, I have no idea what to say about them. I have no idea because I have not researched it other than the county decided they were going to put 2 people on there. And I don't know where they are. And I understand that having somebody from your community, even if they don't know anything about energy or this, that, and the other, it doesn't hurt to have a person from your community that's invested in your community. But there's some qualification things. You don't want school teachers that don't have degrees, do you? Oh, we got some of those, huh? We got some of those that are teaching that don't have degrees. But I'm going to tell you what, I have a grandmother. She didn't have a teaching degree. She taught me a lot. She taught me how to treat people right. She taught me good manners, y'all. Really. I don't use them as often as I should. I would love to go back and be brought up the way I was reared. But I've turned into a wild weed along the way. And that's what we all done. We've all lost our values of what our grandparents and people tried to teach us as a youth. And then these kids today are not being taught that because we became weeds. We became a problem. Our color of our skin is how we decide our politics. If you walk in and you see a white guy running for as a Democrat, you go, he's lying. He's just trying to steal the black vote. If you see a white guy, that's just the way it is when a white guy says he's a Democrat. He's trying to steal the black vote. Black guy runs as a white guy as a Republican. You think he's trying to steal the white vote. I mean, no, we're relying too much on race to decide anything. And we all like everybody when we meet them in public. There's some people that you don't like their ways, but when you go up to them, you're going to be cordial. We don't walk around. You don't see people just walking into places and just starting to fight every time they see somebody. And it seems like at times that's what the politicians are trying to do, and the media is trying to get us to where we will fight. And in Mississippi, we do less of that kind of fighting, but the national narrative is all we do in Mississippi is look for being rude to each other, and we all want to fight, and we want to shoot each other. There's people sitting around the corner with a gun ready to shoot people in their neighborhood. And if they see them, they want to get points for running over a black guy or running over a white guy. That's what everybody depicts Mississippi as. And it's like the political narrative of our politicians and in this court battle over this Jackson Airport is that we're trying to make that look like the national narrative to everybody that's what's going on in Mississippi. A lot of people won't come to Mississippi because they're scared that they're going to, that everybody's going to be ready to go. Everybody's going to fight. Officer Odie's going to put them in jail, And, you got and look, we got as many black sheriffs as we do white sheriffs, in this state. Probably have more black sheriffs now than we do white sheriffs, to tell you the truth. But when they look back at it, they depict us as some guy sitting in the car, just Buford T. Justice, ready to take everybody down. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. It's just wrong that every day we wake up, we have to think about race. And no matter what, the political landscape says we must think about race. They don't push to fix the problem. And it's real simple. People qualified, we need to get them into office. Black or white. Same for running an airport or running a utility product or naming a road. Somebody needs to think about when they name a road. I mean, it's great to go back and honor somebody with the road. But when you really look at it, are you thinking about the financial cost of changing the name of that road? Are you thinking about those people that are older that remember the road is another name? I mean, you don't think about those things. I mean, Medgar Evers Boulevard out there was Delta Drive for 1,000,000 years. And why was it called Delta Drive? Because it drove through the Delta. It was the way to get there. You left the Capitol going to Delta Drive. And there's nothing wrong with renaming a road. I mean, they renamed the interstate so many times for B.B. King, and I've never once seen his name put on it. And B.B. King deserves to have the B.B. King Highway. But if you call it the King Highway, somebody might mess up. You got to call it B.B. Highway or something like that because you don't want to confuse the B.B. King with the Martin Luther King, because Martin Luther King Drive is everywhere. And nothing wrong with that. But when we name something, we're naming it based on race to try to come back and balance the field of what was going on. When a lot of roads were named originally, it was because the people in that neighborhood built that community. Like I remember out at Lake Caroline, when they were building that, most of the roads inside Lake Caroline was named for the man that was building the area. Even the lake is named for his grandmother or his mama, one of those. But that's the way it is. You know, just if I built, like for instance, there's a building downtown Jackson, Dumas Milner built it. The cornerstone says it's the Dumas Milner building. Dumas Milner built all the buildings in downtown Jackson. Dumas Milner was a big man in this town at one time. And a lot of people going, who the hell are you talking about? That building says Trustmark on it now. And it's called the Trustmark building, this, that, and other. But it was the Dumas Milner building. He built that building. He built the building across from it. He rebuilt the King Edward at one time. He used to own all the car dealerships. He was one of the biggest car dealers, GM dealers in America. You know, we look back at that, and I got to meet him in his latter years. But I mean, when you look at all of these things of the people that have been forgotten, who helped build Jackson, who helped make things what it was, and there's I think of the Westland Plaza area and this, that, and the other, and the families that I know that were involved in all of that area. And you go over there and you see the names of parks, and they're still named those parks. And a lot of people don't know the people that are involved and who donated that land to where that would be there and be that way. Some donations are based on the family that gave it to you. But in reality, when the politicians show up and have to put their name on everything, it's just like on the police cars. They're allowed to put their name on the police cars. And they're going to advertise that they're the sheriff all the time. Because in some cases, when you put somebody's name on the car, you're going to go, like in Warren County, had you put Paul Barrett's name on the car, you would know, I'm in Paul Barrett's county. I've heard about him. I'm not going to mess up. That's the way it was. And, and that was, a lot of bad things went on with a lot of bad people along the way, but certain people had a reputation and they put their name on it for no reason at all, other than the vanity and to keep the job. It's just like coming up, they'll hold up all the commercials and they'll start talking about the Mississippi State Fair, and Andy Gibson will make sure he's all in those commercials because he needs, in the money world of running for office, and this is for all of them, Lynn Fitch, all of them will be doing it. Every time they can get a chance to spend our money, they're going to push themselves at how wonderful they are so that you will vote for them in the future. It's an unfair balance. It's them taking our tax dollars to run their campaign and to tout their glory. Yet understand this, politicians, when we give you a job, just do your job. Nobody shows up and says to the cook, hey, every once in a while you'll have somebody that'll say, hey, the cooks are doing a great job. No. And, you don't name every dish in your restaurant after the cook. You probably should. We got a guy at our place that can cook cornbread. He's the greatest cornbread cooker in the world. But, that's that. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. Remember, I'll be back at 12 noon today, filling in for Lindsay. That's that. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB. Remember, I'll be back at 12 noon today.
1039 WYAB.
In the heart of rural America, we know the value of an honest day's work. While the big corporate brands focus on their stock prices, Outlaw Light is focused on you. We're an independent American brand built on resilience. We don't preach or teach, we just brew. That means a high-quality, 105-calorie light beer at a price that respects your hard-earned dollar. For the patriots, the dreamers, and the doers, America deserves a new light beer. Grab an Outlaw. It's darn good beer.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals. No damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
Managing payroll, benefits, workers' comp, and HR tasks can take valuable time away from running your business. That's where People Lease comes in. From payroll processing and tax filing to employee benefits and retirement plan administration, People Lease helps simplify your back office operations while improving employee satisfaction. Spend less time on paperwork and more time growing your business. Schedule your consultation today at peoplelease.com. That's peoplelease.com.
At Center for Orthodontics, we believe in family, tradition, and community. From kids to adults, Sandifer offers state-of-the-art orthodontic care with complimentary consultations, so everyone in the family can smile with confidence. Sandifer Orthodontics proudly supports Tri-County Academy and the Building on Tradition campaign, so a short drive to local businesses like Sandifer helps TCA thrive. Begin the journey to a beautiful smile at sandiferortho.com. Sandifer Orthodontics, Highland Village, Jackson, and Gateway Drive in Brandon.
Some people spend summer stressing over snacks. Smart people stop at Broad Street Baking Company. From smoked salmon dip to whipped feta and so much more, you can build your own snack tray, enjoy a cocktail, and grab a full-size dip to go. Beach day, boat day, game night, or backyard hang, Broad Street has summer covered. Take home all of your favorites from the grab-and-go cooler. Broad Street Baking Company in Banner Hall. We'll handle the snacks. You enjoy the summer.
Delicious food and a relaxing atmosphere combine to make the best place for sports fans and foodie fans to watch the game and just hang out. Capitol Grill of Jackson. Of course they've got the games, but food, oh my goodness. Mouth-watering po' boys, fish, steaks, appetizers, and a specialty pizza menu. Kitchen opens at 5 Monday through Thursday and 11 Friday through Sunday. And happy hours are daily at Capitol Grill. Also enjoy the all-new Tuesday night and karaoke on Wednesday and Friday nights from 8 till midnight with DJ Money Mon. Capitol Grill, DeVille Plaza in Jackson.
A funny thing happens to a lot of men. One day you're the guy carrying the ice chest, loading the truck, and helping everybody move. Then one day, you're looking for a place to sit down. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, talk to Live Better Men's Health and Wellness. Real answers, personalized treatment, a better way forward. Living better starts at livebettermen.com. That's livebettermen.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, telling you the truth about what's going on in life, or at least my version of the truth. Okay, I want to tell the truth. I want to make my grandmother proud every day, and make sure that I'm doing the Lord's work every day and doing the right thing. I really want to. Lots of things make you change. Lots of things make you do it the wrong way, and that's just the way it is. So we all get typecast into different things, because if you go down this road just a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left, all of a sudden you're completely that way or completely this way. No, that's not really true. It's not really true. It's not the way it is for all of us. And it's not the way for many, many, many of you. Many, many, many of you may be racist to this person and not racist to that person. And that's just the way it is. And we all want to do a better job of just getting along. Otherwise, when I become president of the United States and take over for Trump, I'm going to mandate that you only can eat the food of your race. And that's that. So no more tacos for anybody else, only the Latin American people, or Latin America, because it's not America. Yeah. They can only have tacos unless you can prove to me that we are someone that should have had tacos. No, it's just the way it should be. Anyway, y'all get out. Y'all start thinking about voting in the next election. Start thinking about making some changes. Start thinking about the politicians that are in office that say they care and don't care. I mean, right now, shouldn't all the legislators be down at the courthouse defending their position now that they've been called a racist? Should the white guys be down there? The black guys are down there. Why wouldn't the white guys be down there defending that they aren't a racist? And then once you confront people together, we can work the problem out. But calling each other names from a distance is just sucking, y'all. And you don't care. You don't care. You don't care. You don't care about anything. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. Remember, come on out today and eat at Beethoven's on the Reservoir. I'll be back at 12 noon today doing Lindsay's show. This afternoon, don't you miss the one, the only Kim Wade. And coming up next, the one, the only Clay Edwards right here on WYAB. I am Chip Matthews.